For entrepreneurs, navigating your way to business success can be both exhilarating and exhausting. Whether you're changing locations, expanding, or leveling up production, wouldn't it be nice to have a business coach ride along with you on the journey? Well, buckle up. This is Business Ride Along.
Man, meeting Mike Synk. I met Mike Synk, I think it was at Rotary back a few years ago. It's probably been about 10, 12 years now. And he was always this strategy guy. You know, he always was preaching about there being strategy to this, there's a strategy for that. And then he started talking about his product, Rock and Sand, and I thought it was interesting. So I've been trying to get Mike to do a podcast for many, many years. And literally over the time, we've gone through many different iterations of what possibly could be. But you know, this time came around, I had one of those aha moments and said, you know what? We're making this move to AgriCenter. And it would be great if we had someone who has seen many different businesses make transitional moves. And so I started talking to him about this, and he seemed very intrigued. So eventually, after a couple different conversations, we ended up settling on Business Ride Along. So with Mike, always a guy who's big on strategy and was very impassioned about the work that he does. And with that, it made me feel comfortable enough to say, you know what, Mike, help us make this transition so that we don't step on any landmines and we can really maintain the business that we were doing and be poised to sort of expand on that. I got a favorite saying, is what got you here won't get you there. And when it comes to Kadzukian, it's what got us to this point, at the point where we're about to, you know, kind of expand beyond the realm of what an apartment could hold our team. What got us here won't get us to be successful at our new place. And so it was necessary to have somebody to, quote unquote, you know, pun intended, ride along with us to help us make that transition in a way that won't be much disruptive to the business, but yet and still will allow us to be successful in the business going forward.
You know, after my first session with Larry, I just remember thinking, he's a big thinker and I like that. And whenever I'm working with someone who's a big thinker, it's so much more fun. It's just very, because he's a big thinker, and that's what I work on, is helping people think big and come back. It just reminded me a lot of why and how we became friends. You know, we're kind of an odd couple, Larry and I. We've been friends for a while and we have nothing in common. Really, when you get right down to it, there's very little in common in our backgrounds, but we both think big. And it reminded me why we were friends, and it made me think, boy, I'm really gonna have a good time doing this.
We're gonna have a discussion about customers, okay? And I've found that most companies spend a lot of time talking about how great they are, but they're not talking about what's important to their norms. So today we're gonna dig into who your norms are. If you don't like that term, fine. Think core customers. These are the people that you love to work with. They love you. They don't complain about the money. Of course, the money's gotta be right, but they're not complaining about it. They pay you, and it's a person. Companies tend to think of customers as a company, and that's where they go wrong on this.
Kadzukian. Check out all your Kadzukian favorites now. Download the Kadzukian app, available on Android and iOS.